Now you're very welcome back. If you're looking for some inspiration for tonight's dinner, look no further. We have loads.
We have it. I'm going to be eating coddle for a week. Our firefighting chef Paul Neff is here now with a delicious one-pot wonder, perfect those cool autumn evenings. Good morning to you, Paul.
Good morning, guys.
You've surpassed yourself this morning.
We're very excited.
We have so many different alternatives out of the one pot.
Absolutely. That was the kind of the plan. It's batch cooking and things like that. We're back to school. We're busy lives and stuff like that. The taxi light is back on the car. We're going left, right and stuff like that. So what we're trying to do now is we're trying to be smart with the way that we cook. So what we're going to do is a one-pot wonder. So what this is, it's a lovely autumnal bean stew. So this starts out as a vegetarian dish, but we can add to it. So what I want to show people is how they can use the leftovers. And if we kind of look at the way that we cook or look at our week, there's going to be peaks and troughs. There's going to be busy days and there's going to be quiet days. So on a quiet day, there's no such thing as a quiet day when you become a parent, Kira, trust me. But on those days where we're not doing as much, we can sit there and do a little bit of food prep for those busy days. So what we're going to start off is simple ingredients that are up on Virgin Media One's website.
This is just the...
a little bit of oil in a pan,
here.
and this is the one pot that does all the wonderful stuff. So we'll just heat up our oil, and we're going to put in some onions, some garlic, some herbs, some carrots, some celery, some leek, some vegetables there with some beans, a little bit of stock and a little bit of flavouring, and we cook that, and I say then we can add stuff to it. As I say, all the recipes up on Virgin Media's website. Bless you. Okay. I'll start cooking. Okay.
You okay, love?
So
he's blown away by the
blown
kitchen
away by the
morning.
smells.
All the aromas, the wonderful aromas. The first thing we do is this is kind of speeded up a little bit for TV time. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start to sweat off the onions. As I say, this is a dish that would cook in probably about 45 to 50 minutes.
So you want
if
to
it was
cook
a
it
vegetarian.
slowly, don't you?
Listen, low and slow for a stew. Do you know what I'm
slow.
saying? This is if you've got enough time to make a cup of tea and drink a cup of tea, you've got enough time to prep this, and then you can just leave this bubble away while you do catch up on Virgin Media One and all the other bits and pieces that we want to do. So we just sweat this off.
Good.
Get the plug in. You know what I'm saying? It's my coach. So we sweat off we're just sweating off the onions first of all, okay? And into that we're just going to put a sprig of thyme, a couple of sprigs of thyme and a couple of sprigs of rosemary in there as well, okay?
And you don't take them off the...
Just leave them in there and just pick them out afterwards, okay? There's no point, you don't need to chop them up. This is rustic. Oh, back in the day, round the campfire, they just chucked it all in, do you know what I mean? So, again, we're going to put in about 4 cloves of garlic go into there as well. And I say all we do is we sweat that down. What we would do, we'd give it a little stir, we'd put the lid onto that and we just allow the flavours to start to come out. And what we're going to do is we're going to start introducing the flavours into the dish.
If you had longer, how long would you leave that?
I would leave this in here for probably about 4 or 5 minutes.
the smell of the
You're getting the
thyme
rosemary
and the
thyme,
rosemary.
absolutely.
Oh, wow.
You can use, these are all supermarket kind of staples that you can buy, and you get these kind of these little deals, these 49 cents for all these bits and pieces. So it's not an expensive dish. Feed about 6 people for less than 10 euros, okay? And if we cook and we just double that up a little bit, we've got lots of things that we can make from it.
I can smell it over here.
You get the thyme coming through, yes, it's really nice.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Given all those veg.
No worries. So we're going to put in the vegetables into here as well. So we put in our leeks, we put in our celery, we're going to put in there some chopped potatoes. Again, you can use whatever you want. We're putting in some turnip goes in there as well. We're going to put in a little bit of parsnip, gives a lovely sweet taste coming out of this.
Vegetables.
Absolutely.
All
All those there, and we just put all those into that, and again we just turn that over. Put that back in the pot. We give that a turn and put the lid on and again cook that down for maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
What's the stock you're using?
So what we're using, the veg stock. What I'm putting in here is nutritional yeast. Because it's a vegetarian, it's a B12 kind of supplement and gives a lovely nutty taste in there as well, okay? So that's B12. You can buy that in health food stores. We're going to pop in there a little bit of tomato paste as well, just to give it a little bit of a tomatoey kick. We put in there about a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire sauce.
Yep, just goes in there like this.
If you don't have that nutritional yeast, is it OK to leave it out?
You can, absolutely, of course it is. It's readily available in most supermarkets now, but it gives it a lovely taste. And then we're just going to put some veg stock into this, OK? So we cover this with veg stock, and what I would say is cover it with the vegetable stock and then cover it a little bit more, OK? Because there's no flour in this casserole or this stew, OK? It thickens by reduction, and as it reduces, it intensifies the flavours. And I do that with all of my stews. So these are all flourless. We'd bring this to the boil, we'd let this bubble away for about 45 to 50 minutes, and it reduces and reduces and reduces and reduces.
You just come back and stir it every now and
so
then.
often you just get, absolutely, that's all you need to do. Yeah, so it's, I say, I love cooking that thrives on neglect. It's stuff that you can just leave and walk away and come back.
Cooking that thrives on neglect.
Is it all kind of cooking, is it? OK, so we just leave the lid onto that, and all we're going to do is just let that bubble away, and that then all of a sudden magically transforms into this wonderful bean casserole, OK? So what you've got is you've got the... Oh, I forgot to put the beans in there as well, guys. So you would put the beans in there. Sorry about that. You put the beans in there.
It's a bean stew.
It's a bean stew without the beans.
Are they just tins of mixed beans?
Just the tins of mixed beans, yeah. As I say, that whole thing comes under the...
That looks fantastic.
Yeah, as I say, and from this, what we could do is we could omit the beans. The beans are your protein source, and then fibre source, really high dish in fibre, which is really good for the insides of us as well, OK? And what I've done is I took out the beans and I put in some lamb, so I've made like a lamb stew with the same base ingredient.
Exactly.
But when would you put the lamb in, though? Would you put the lamb at the start as well?
You can put it in the start with the onions if you want to brown them off, but you don't have to. You can put it in, like you said, with the coddle. You can actually just put it into the dish when you put the stock in, and it would just leave it that white colour and stuff like that, OK? So we'll dish this one up. So this one's got potatoes, it's got beans in there, it's got all those lovely autumn veg that are in there as well, OK?
Are these cold, these ones?
No, they're warm as well.
Oh, these ones
I warmed everything up for you.
Wow.
You've been...
No, but this is fantastic because, like, explain a coddle to people that might know what a coddle is.
A coddle basically is just kind of a stew that's based with bacon, with rashers, with sausages, with normally onion and carrot. But because I was using the autumn stew base, there's going to be some turnip in there as well and stuff like that. So this one is your sausage mix. This one is with your lamb, and this is just your vegetarian option.
I want to give this to you because I know you are...
I love a coddle.
And what I will say,
it's a real... it's a real Dublin thing, a coddle.
I actually didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
It's just basically it's like a sausage and rasher stew, for want of a better word. With the leftovers, OK?
Yes.
If we cook smart, we got a load left. Everyone has bits of mashed potato left over. So what I would say, if you have leftover mash, put it in the fridge or freeze it. OK, then what you got to do is you can turn it into a lovely little shepherd's pie. So this one here...
I love this. So
this is the coddle with just sweet potato mash on it, OK?
Yummy.
And this one here is the lamb just with some sliced potatoes to make a hot pot. So that's what you've got, 5 dishes from the one mother dish.
Which is brilliant, because you don't want to give the kids the exact same thing because they get bored every day.
Yes. No,
but
you kind of are giving them the same thing, you're just dressing it
That's all it is,
differently.
it's just
put that
jazzing it
on
up.
it, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
So
sweet potato, because you have the potato in it anyway. This
absolutely,
is
yeah.
gorgeous.
Thanks very much.
Lovely,
Yes.
is it?
Oh,
But you're going to get similar taste
I'm
from
in
it.
heaven here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I was looking after you when I did this.
I'm
you see.
telling you. I love
on the
these type
fire.
of things. It's so, yeah.
Gorgeous. Thank you, Paul.
So
as
simple, Paul. Thank you
always.
very
Now, coming
much.
up after 9 this morning, former Tyrone captain Sean Kavanagh.